Have you ever read a book that's just a total house of mirrors? You know, where everything you think you know is completely wrong? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're unpacking Freida McFadden's insane psychological thriller, The Housemaid. And trust me, in this story, the lines between who's the good guy, who's the bad guy, they don't just get blurry, they get completely shattered.
And it all kicks off with this line: "Welcome to the family." Sounds nice, right? Almost warm? But here's the thing. In the world of the Winchester family, that's not a welcome. It's a warning. This is definitely not your average job. And believe me, this is no ordinary family.
All right, Section 1, a desperate new job and a house of deceptive appearances. Look, every good thriller needs a hero who's backed into a corner, right? Someone with literally everything to lose. And that's exactly where we start, in a world that seems just a little too perfect. And you know what that means? It is.
So, let's meet our main character, Millie Calloway. To say she's at rock bottom is an understatement. She's just gotten out of prison after 10 years. She's living out of her car. And on top of all that, she's hiding this huge secret from her past. I mean, she is desperate for a fresh start. And that desperation makes her the perfect person to take a job that, well, nobody else would touch.
And what is that job? A live-in housemaid for the super wealthy Winchester family. It sounds like she hit the jackpot, right? A gorgeous mansion, a good salary, a roof over her head. But there's an immediate red flag, a big one. Her room is this tiny little space up in the attic, and it has this one weird feature. The lock? It's on the outside of the door. Yeah, kind of creepy.
Okay, so when Millie first gets there, the family dynamic seems pretty simple. You've got Nina Winchester, who is just a total nightmare. She's completely erratic, she purposely makes these giant messes for Millie, and she's just plain cruel. Millie even finds out she was institutionalized at one point. But then there's her husband Andrew. He's the complete opposite. He's charming, he's kind, he's basically Prince Charming trapped in a terrible marriage with this crazy wife. He's the good guy, right? Well, so it seems.
So now we get to the perfect family secrets and an unraveling affair. You know, a house built on secrets, it's never gonna stay standing for long. And as Millie starts to settle in, she begins to see all the cracks in that perfect facade.
And the way this unfolds, it's almost like a script. The crazier Nina acts, the more Andrew leans on Millie. He tells her all his problems, makes her feel like she's the only one who understands him. It all comes to a head one weekend when Nina and their daughter Cecilia are gone. Andrew whisks Millie off for this incredible night out, and, yep, they sleep together. For Millie, this is it. It feels like a total fairy tale.
And then the fantasy seems to come true. Andrew tells Millie he loves her, and he kicks Nina out of the house, just like that. And Millie, she is on top of the world. She won. She got the guy, she got the house, she got the life. All her problems are finally over. Or so she thinks.
Okay, next up, the big twist revealed. Everything you know is wrong. Because remember, this is a psychological thriller. We're only halfway through the story, and this, right here, is the moment the entire thing just flips on its head. The floor completely drops out from under you. So, what if it was all just a lie? What if the crazy wife wasn't actually crazy at all? And what if the perfect husband was anything but? This is where it gets really interesting. Because every single thing that Millie believed, and that we believed, was all part of a master plan.
And the truth is absolutely horrifying. Andrew, he's the monster. He's a sadistic, manipulative abuser who has been torturing Nina for years. And Nina, she's not unstable. She's a brilliant actor, a survivor who's been playing a role this whole time as part of a desperate plan to escape. You see, Nina's whole crazy act, it was a strategy. Think about the psychological toll of that. Acting completely unhinged while secretly being laser-focused on one goal. She hired Millie on purpose because she knew Andrew wouldn't be able to resist a new vulnerable target. Every messy room, every cruel comment, it was all designed to do one thing: push Millie right into Andrew's arms. She wasn't looking for a housemaid, she was looking for her replacement.
All right, Section 4, the tables are turned and a new victim fights back. So, Nina's gone. And just like that, Millie goes from being the new girlfriend to the new prisoner. But Andrew, he made one huge, critical mistake. He assumes Millie is just another Nina. Now you might be thinking, okay,
So Millie's just the next victim, right? And the first time she does something to make him angry, Andrew shows his true colors. He drags her up to that attic, locks that creepy outside lock, and the torture begins. But here's the thing about Millie.
Millie is not a passive victim. Remember that 10-year prison sentence? That secret she's been hiding? Yeah, she went to jail for killing a man who was attacking her friend. And guess what? Nina knew that. She didn't just pick some random person. She picked a fighter. She picked someone who she knew, if pushed far enough, was capable of fighting back, hard.
And that's exactly what happens. The next time Andrew lets her out of that attic, Millie is ready for him. She uses a can of pepper spray that Nina very strategically left for her, blinds him, shoves him into the attic, and slams that lock shut. And just like that, the predator becomes the prey.
And this is where the book really digs into its main themes, right? You've got this intense psychological manipulation, the idea that appearances are everything and nothing is what it seems. And then Nina comes back, not to save Millie, but to help her cover up the crime. They form this really dark alliance, this sisterhood born from trauma. And it really makes you think about that blurry line between being a victim and becoming a vigilante. You know, what do you do when the system lets you down?